Get ready to challenge what you thought you knew. Don't miss an episode of the truth within the Bible. Your journey to enlightenment starts now.
Welcome back, my friends. Today we finish the book of Jeremiah. Before we start, let's do our quick recap to catch us back up from the last video. This chapter, along with chapter 51, is fulfilled historically by Cyrus the Persian's conquest of Babylon in 539 BC, Daniel 5. But it also has end times echoes. The king of Babylon is always a type of the future Antichrist. Jeremiah chapter 50 is a major prophecy of judgment against Babylon. In essence, Jeremiah 51 is a powerful declaration of God's sovereign justice, bringing vindication and hope to God's scattered people. The language is intense, repetitive, and full of dramatic imagery to emphasize the certainty and totality of the judgment. Jeremiah chapter 52 is a summary. Many people think it was copied from 2nd from Kings. That is not true. It's a second witness and a very good witness at that. Chapter 52 is the final chapter in the great book of Jeremiah, summing up the entire message of what went down, so that you have no doubts whatsoever. So let us begin. Jeremiah chapter 52, verse 1.
Zedekiah was 21 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 11 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Hamutal, the daughter of Jeremiah of Libnah.
Now Hamutal means akin to the dew. That's the night dew that falls on the grass. The daughter of Jeremiah of Libnah. Now there are 7 people named Jeremiah in God's word, so this is not any relationship to the author and the prophet that would deliver this message. Zedekiah means the justice of Yah. It is the justice of God. It is too bad that this one, at 21 years old, and would rule until he was 32, couldn't keep his word. Nebuchadnezzar told him, "Hey, you stand there. You be over the people. You farm. You be prosperous. We'll protect everything from the outside." Oh no, he's got to run down to Pharaoh and cheat and try to bring disruption, even though it was against God's word. God said go with it, but nope, he couldn't do that. Verse 2.
And he did that which was evil in the eyes of the Lord, according to all that Jehoiakim had done.
Both Zedekiah and Jehoiakim sought Pharaoh's help against Babylon, defying God's command through Jeremiah to submit. That being evil in the eyes of the Lord. Verse 3.
For through the anger of the Lord it came to pass in Jerusalem and Judah, till he had cast them out from his presence, that Zedekiah rebelled against the king of Babylon.
Verse 4.
And it came to pass in the 9th year of his reign, in the 10th month, in the 10th day of the month, that Nebuchadrezzar king of Babylon came, he and all his army, against Jerusalem, and pitched against it, and built forts against it round about.
It would be about 14 months later. It was quite a battle. Verse 5.
So the city was besieged unto the 11th year of King Zedekiah.
Verse 6.
And in the 4th month, in the 9th day of the month, the famine was sore in the city, so that there was no bread for the people of the land.
How does this apply to us in the end times? The famine in the end times isn't for bread, it's for hearing God's word, the bread of life. Verse 7.
Then the city was broken up, and all the men of war fled, and went forth out of the city by night by the way of the gate between the 2 walls, which was by the king's garden. Now the Chaldeans were by the city round about, and they went by the way of the plain.
After 11 years of messing up, they have to run into the night like a thief. Verse 8.
But the army of the Chaldeans pursued after the king, and overtook Zedekiah in the plains of Jericho, and all his army was scattered from him.
Verse 9.
Then they took the king, and carried him up unto the king of Babylon to Riblah in the land of Hamath, where he gave judgment upon him.
Hamath. There's the little home of the Kenites. Verse 10.
And the king of Babylon slew the sons of Zedekiah before his eyes. He slew also all the princes of Judah in Riblah.
Verse 11.
Then he put out the eyes of Zedekiah, and the king of Babylon bound him in chains, and carried him to Babylon, and put him in prison till the day of his death.
This is also prophetic in the sense of the king of Babylon, meaning Antichrist, blinds many people, spiritually speaking, with his lies and with his false teaching, even in the churches of today. Only 2 out of 7 churches are teaching the truth, and that is biblical. Check out Revelation from the 1st to the 3rd chapters. Verse 12.
Now in the 5th month, in the 10th day of the month, which was the 19th year of Nebuchadrezzar, king of Babylon, came Nebuzaradan, captain of the guard, which served the king of Babylon, into Jerusalem,
Verse 13.
and burned the house of the Lord, and the king's house, and all the houses of Jerusalem, and all the houses of the great men, burned he with fire.
Verse 14.
And all the army of the Chaldeans that were with the captain of the guard brake down all the walls of Jerusalem round about.
Verse 15.
Then Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, carried away captive certain of the poor of the people, and the residue of the people that remained in the city, and those that fell away that fell to the king of Babylon, and the rest of the multitude.
Verse 16.
But Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, left certain of the poor of the land for vine dressers and for husbandmen.
He wanted to take care of it, to be prosperous. That's not harm coming to them. That's a blessing, because they still had their freedom to do this under the guise that God set forth. Verse 17.
Also the pillars of brass that were in the house of the Lord, and the bases, and the brassen sea that was in the house of the Lord, the Chaldeans brake, and carried all the brass of them to Babylon.
The destruction and looting weren't random. They were the direct consequence of Judah's repeated covenant breaking, with God first, then with the Babylonian contract. God allowed it as judgment. Verse 18.
The cauldrons also, and the shovels, and the snuffers, and the bowls, and the spoons, and all the vessels of brass wherewith they ministered, took they away.
Verse 19.
And the basins, and the firepans, and the bowls, and the cauldrons, and the candlesticks, and the spoons, and the cups, that which was of gold in gold, and that which was of silver in silver, took the captain of the guard away.
Cleaned them out. Verse 20.
The 2 pillars, 1 sea, and 12 brassen bulls that were under the bases, which King Solomon had made in the house of the Lord. The brass of all these vessels was without weight.
Verse 21.
And concerning the pillars, the height of 1 pillar was 18 cubits, and a fillet of 12 cubits did compass it, and the thickness thereof was 4 fingers. It was hollow.
Verse 22.
And a chapiter of brass was upon it, and the height of 1 chapiter was 5 cubits, with network and pomegranates upon the chapiters round about, all of brass. The 2nd pillar also and the pomegranates were like unto these.
They were 2 pillars there, just alike. Verse 23.
And there were 96 pomegranates on a side, and all the pomegranates upon the network were 100 round about.
Verse 24.
And the captain of the guard took Sariah the chief priest, and Zephaniah the 2nd priest, and the 3 keepers of the door.
Verse 25.
He took also out of the city an eunuch, which had the charge of the men of war, and 7 men of them that were near the king's person, which were found in the city, and the principal scribe of the host, who mustered the people of the land, and 60 men of the people of the land, that were found in the midst of the city.
Verse 26.
So Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, took them, and brought them to the king of Babylon to Riblah.
Verse 27.
And the king of Babylon smote them, and put them to death in Riblah, in the land of Hamath. Thus Judah was carried away captive out of his own land.
Verse 28.
This is the people whom Nebuchadrezzar carried away captive. In the 7th year 3,000 Jews and 23.
Verse 29.
In the 18th year of Nebuchadrezzar he carried away captive from Jerusalem 832 persons.
Verse 30.
In the 23 year of Nebuchadrezzar, Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, carried away captive of the Jews 745 persons. All the persons were 4,600.
Verse 31.
And it came to pass in the 37th year of the captivity of Jehoiakim king of Judah, in the 12th month, in the 25th day of the month, that evil Merodach, king of Babylon, in the 1st year of his reign, lifted up the head of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, and brought him forth out of prison.
Now, who is this evil Merodach? That is one word. Evil Merodach. What does this name mean? It's important that you know it. It means fool of death. It means the second one that's coming is the fool of death. And Satan's name is death, as was proven in Hebrews chapter 2. You don't have to be the sharpest blade in the drawer to figure that one out. What was old Jehoiakim? He only ruled 3 months. He went so bad that God changed his name twice, finally landing on just Coniah. God took his name completely out of the name Jehoiakim. And here Satan, don't overlook this. Satan, king of Babylon, is taking the most evil of the lot, evil Merodach, and making him his number one. Evil Merodach is the fool of Satan. Just another useful idiot. That's why your father sent you this Bible. It's why Jeremiah was chosen to give you this prophecy for today that explain the end times. You need to be aware, to be a watcher. Verse 32.
And spake kindly unto him, and set his throne above the throne of the kings that were with him in Babylon.
Brings Jehoiakim right on up out of prison, brags on him, makes him number one in Satan's house. Verse 33.
And changed his prison garments, and he did continually eat bread before him all the days of his life.
Verse 34 to finish the chapter.
And for his diet there was a continual diet given him of the king of Babylon, every day a portion until the day of his death, all the days of his life.
There was just one problem. That bread that he partook of, it sure wasn't the bread of life. He sold out. You don't ever want to be a part of Satan's house. He will make it look nice, promise you the world, compliment and butter you up. Well, Mark 8:36 said it best.
For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?
That ends our video today. My next video will be on Joel, another prophet, of course, that you need to know. Are there any books you would like to request? If you want one of the books of the Bible explained here on my channel, just put it in the comments. Even if it is one on my list already that contains prophecy, I will move it up closer to the front of the line if I know you guys are waiting on it. So please do help me out and like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Until then, stay strong, my friends.